Woo! Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 4. We are here for the bonus day of the CEO Master Series. Everyone that's jumping on live, say hello. Who have we got live? Amazing. Let's see who is here. Yay, Claire. Hello, gorgeous. So good to see you. Hello, Cherie. Hello, Jen. Hello, Lindley. Yes, amazing. If you're jumping on live or on the replay, let me know that you are here so that we can see. Otherwise it's just little eyes and numbers, and you're so much more than a number. You're so much more than a number. It's always nice to have a interactive experience, and the more that you comment, the more that you're showing up. This allows me to get to know you a lot more as well. I read every single comment. I do my best to get back to as many as possible. But I'm seeing everything that's coming through and absolutely loving the way that you guys are showing up. I think that you deserve an acknowledgement of your readiness, your willingness, the way that you're showing up, the way that you're going all in. This is amazing. I'm seeing you. You're amazing. Hello, Moira. Hello, Pauline. Hello, Wendy. So good to see you guys live. Jump in the comments and share your biggest takeaway so far from the whole series that we have had. We've had day 1 where we spoke about clarity, day 2 where we spoke about expansion, and day 3 where we spoke about optimization and really optimizing the way that you're showing up. And hopefully, I know many of you have been taking action. I've been seeing some cool content of yours coming through. I've been seeing amazing sharing. I'm loving your feedback, the way that you've been showing up in the group. Hello, Sabrina. Oh, yay, Wendy managed to get up early. And also jump in the comments and share whereabouts in the world you are. You know, it's so cool that we get to connect all around the world and utilize this space. You never know who is in this space with you. Your next client might be here. Your next business bestie might be here. Your next mentor, your next coach might be in here. And the more that you capitalize on that, on the way that you're already showing up, this is going to be an even more powerful way that you can utilize this space. Yay, Bryony. Hello, Jen. Oh, good. I'm so happy to hear that. That's amazing. Amazing. Hello, Lindley. So good to speak with you yesterday. Pauline. Ah, yay. Pauline, it's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That's so wonderful. I shall give that back to you. And let us get started on the bonus day. Cool. So if this is the very first time that you've joined, hello, welcome to your first time. Go back and watch the other 3 days. But if you're here today and this is the first live stream that you have caught, that is totally okay. We are Paradigm. My name is Libby Robertson. I'm the founder of Paradigm. We're on a mission to empower 1 million women. There's a lot of women all around the world to really step into their purpose, their power, their potential, and make the world a better place, one business at a time. So over the last couple of days, we have been looking at getting really crystal clear on everything in your business, like everything. Hopefully, if you've been here the whole time with us, let me know if you have been here the whole time. I know some of you have. We have been going through your business, going through the energetics. We've been having a conversation around all of the different key areas that are going to help you take your business to the next level and really look at bringing in that extra $5,000 every month. But hopefully you've taken on the challenge of doing that in the next 30 days from the time of watching this, or in the 30 days that is most aligned for you. And we've looked at expanding your message. We've looked at getting out of your own way, getting out there a lot more and helping a lot more people. And then yesterday we spoke about creating an optimized experience in your business so that you can sign more clients, make more money, and really do the things that you're here to do in the world. You're here and you're running a business because you've got something powerful that you're here to contribute to the world. And money is to your business what blood is to your body. If you're not sure of how to make money, or your business isn't making any money, right? Imagine a body without blood circulating through it. right? It's a vital part of actually having success. And we've got to do a lot of work on our money mindset. We've got to do a lot of work on our ability to receive, on our ability to charge for our services and own the worth and the value of those services. And what we're going to be focusing on today, I'm very excited for this. I've never done this before. This is very, very intimate. And I'm going to take you behind the scenes on the real hands-on, like real-time perspective of behind the scenes of how we are launching and how we have launched successfully one of our core offers, which is the program Femmepreneur. So I'm going to be showing you everything that we're currently doing behind the scenes. And what I invite you to do today, let me know if you can do this for me. What I want you to do today is I want you to feel how this gets to apply to your business. Like we've spoken about the last couple of days, you've got different stages in your business, and I really invite you to take the process that we've been walking you through and that I've been sharing with you and that we've been having conversations around the last couple of days. And as we go through today's real life example, I want you to look at how we're doing this and how you're able to apply this to your business. Can you do that for me? Can you do that? Can you choose to make today really friggin' powerful and apply it to your business and have success with it? Can you go out and create success? Can you do that for me? Can you create success for yourself? I get so happy when I see people winning. It's the best. It's the best feeling. Let me see if we got some agreements happening. Yes, yes, yes. Are we happy? Are we on board? I can, if you turn the screen around here, I can see that. Yeah, cool. Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, amazing Claire, amazing Bryony. Yes, amazing Lindley, amazing Wendy. Yes, Jan. Yes, Tanya. Is that Tanya or Tonya? Tonya. Yes, Tonya. It's a little bit far away. My eyesight's pretty good, but there we go. Cool. Okay, awesome, awesome. So we have spoken about clarity, the art of getting crystal clear, crystalline energy. I love this crystalline energy in your business and your vision and what you're doing and how you're helping and how you're serving and what you're passionate about and what your mission is and the value that you're bringing to your customers, who your customers are, what they need, and how your programs are going to be helping and serving them. We have spoken about expansion, which is the action of consciously growing your business, your message, your audience, your mission. And then, of course, we have spoken about optimization yesterday, which is the streamlined system. This is what we want to create a sustainable success model with your business. Hopefully you've been loving it. Hopefully it's been helpful. I know that I would have loved this several years ago, 5 years ago. This would have been a game changer if I had this program, which is why I've created it, right? The CEO series. So what we've got to look at and what I want you to remember is that as we're having this conversation, I'm only 5 years into the journey. I'm only 5.5 years into the journey, but I started my first business, nearly 19 years ago. And I've always been immersed in some way in the business world. My father was an entrepreneur. I saw how business worked. I saw how it didn't work. I took everything that he did wrong or that I didn't agree with. And I took it and I applied it. And I had a couple of failed businesses before I started in the online coaching world and became a full-time entrepreneur. So it's only 5 years in the actual full-timeness of it. That's a word. We'll call that a word now. The full-timeness of it. But ultimately, I feel like the work that I'm doing now, I feel like it's the piece that right at this point in my life's journey that I'm here to serve and contribute to the world. And now more than ever, so many people right now in the world are realizing that there's another way of life, that there's another way that they hadn't been taught or they hadn't been conditioned to live when we were growing up. It was very much go get a job, get an education, go into the workforce and work until you retire, and then maybe you've got another 20 years and then and then that's it. And so many of us now are realizing that we are here for so much more. And the ideas that you're having in your business I believe that the business ideas or the energy that's coming through you, this creative solutions that are here to solve these big problems and issues in the world and for humans, I believe that these are an experience of the divine working through you. And I really feel like I've been blessed. I'm in a very blessed position now where I have so many tools and skills and perspectives and the mindset and the knowledge and the wisdom and the hands-on experience in many different industries across many different types of businesses. And now I feel like helping you grow your business and do what you're put on this planet to do, for me, feels like the greatest gift. And you'll see that now when I'm talking about online business coaching, there's been such an evolution. Now, when we look at a short amount of time, 5 years isn't long. But what I believe creates quantum leaps or creates massive success is when, like we spoke about yesterday, is when you can be super present to every single moment. And in every micro moment, every moment of now, you're learning, you're becoming, and you're being the best version of you. You're learning from the past, you're applying the lessons, and you're taking action on them right now. And when we think about time, I could do a whole master series on this, but it's important that we have this conversation. When we think about time, all it is changes in moments of now. And so what I invite you to think about today is who you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And I want you to see what you're actually equipped with. Often we don't give ourselves credit for the lessons that we've learned in every single moment, and we apply them. And in that as well, there's a really powerful invitation for you to look at your relationship with time, because so many people, you think that the 10K months or the next $5,000 is going to be ages away. But when you can use each moment that you're experiencing right now to learn the lessons of the past, get really clear on where you're going, who you're being in this moment, and start to think in alignment with the version of you that you're becoming, the results will start to come in a lot faster than maybe you had even anticipated for. In hindsight, it's going to feel slow in the moment, but it's going to feel very quick when you look at it, when you write it down like this. So sober coaching, then it was stepping into soul purpose work. Then I was stepping into mindset and wealth, which I had an inside out approach. I believe that mindset plus, it was mind plus body plus soul equals money. And this was the concept that I was teaching before I knew that this was even a thing that other people believed, where it's like you do the inner work and it is reflected externally. And this for me was a brand new concept that through my own experience, I was putting the lessons that I was learning in my life when I was recovering from alcohol and drug addiction, and focusing just on becoming the version of me that I knew that I was here to be. And I started teaching these concepts, and I called this self-wealth. And so that was really when things really started to take off for me, was when I stopped trying to follow anyone else's teachings, and I trusted everything that was coming through me, and decided to go really all in on the business, really all in on my mission, and get out of my own way, get out of the fear of visibility, of being seen. This is a big one that so many of you are going to have to work on, right? And this is when everything started to take off. It's only in the last couple of years that I've gone, you know what, actually, I've got a lot to offer in terms of the online business coaching space. And this is what we're going to do. We've been positioning ourselves as the leaders in the space. And we've got a vision that we are the go-to, the place, the home for female entrepreneurs. And we do that through many ways. So we're going to go through what they look like now. So are you taking lots of notes? Is this helpful so far? Yes, amazing. Cool, you guys. Beautiful. So Femmepreneur right now has, I think I mentioned yesterday, it's got over 50 people. We've got about 30 that are in the groups. I've got about 20 that are just behind the scenes. So everyone's experience inside your programs is going to be different. And the way that we've created it, this is we've got the first version and we've got the second version. We've just been in the recreation of the second version of it. So this one was created last year in 2022. And we spent a lot of time on getting super, super, super clear on who we were serving and how we were helping. Now, the way that Femmepreneur was actually born and that I started to get very clear on the messaging was I was having a lot of conversations with people out in the community, people that I was meeting online, people that I was meeting in person. And one of the biggest roadblocks from me actually being able to help people that I knew I could help. I was looking at them where they were at in their business, and I could see the blocks in their mindset. I could see the blocks in their money story. I could see the blocks in their energy field. I could see the blocks in their clarity and how they were trying to serve and show up, and they weren't getting the results that they needed, or that they were desiring, that they knew that they deserved and that they should have been getting. And I would share with them how I can help them, but I kept hearing, I would love to say yes, but that's just too much. I'm not in a position where I can even afford that just yet. And there is such a fine line between someone saying I can't afford it versus, the value that you're sharing with them and actually showing them that this is what it's worth. But what I realized was was a legitimate obstacle. This was a legitimate, like, someone's not always going to be in a position to invest $30,000, $20,000, which is what the majority of my one-on-one coaching was back then, and or my intimate coaching spaces were back then, or at least 5 figures. And so I remember I was getting really frustrated. I was like, what is it, like, how can I grow the business, how can I serve more people, but how can I create something that, like, I'm not even helping people. I'm not even helping the people I want to help, because my prices are up here, but their business is here. And so I got to work. I remember coming home from a conversation where I'd met a couple of people this in a week, and they'd said the same thing. They're like, I really want to invest in coaching with you. I really want to get your help in my business, but it's just, I'm bringing in $3,000 to $5,000 a month or less, or I'm still in a job, and I can't invest in that. Like, I can't do that. So I was like, what can I do so that I can help people, but I can still create the success that I'm also creating in the planet and in the world, and have the impact that I know that I'm here to. And so I started just getting really creative. Right now, this is the thing: if you're ever stuck, you've got to be okay with starting to think differently and starting to think greater than the obstacle that you're encountering. Right? So the obstacle was I wasn't helping the people that I wanted to be helping because they couldn't afford my services. Now that's a big problem. It's a big problem, right? That there's a lack of clarity there. There's an issue. And so what you've got to do is start to find solutions. Now your mind and your heart and your soul is so powerful that when you decide to start to think differently and start to have creative solutions to the obstacle, and you put it out there, put it to the universe, put it to the divine creator, however you believe in this, right? Maybe it's just your higher self, maybe it's your heart, whatever it is, just throw it out there and ask to be shown a different way. And so within this space, I think it was within the space of about a week or a couple of weeks, I started to have these new ways of thinking come through, and I started to think differently. And I put the questions out to my community. Maybe some of you were involved in this process. Let me know if you were part of this. And I said, hey guys, I'm creating an offer. I really want to help people who are doing less than 3K in their business, because there's a lot of offers out there in the coaching world to help people scale to 6 and 7 figures. But what about the bridge to get from nothing to 3K a month or 5K a month or 10K a month? Like, what about those? What about the actual foundations that it takes to be able to then create the success that everyone in business probably wants, right? So I was asking questions and I was taking on board feedback. Now, when you're taking on feedback, your ego is going to want to come in and go, that's not possible. That's ridiculous. You don't value it. You're not seeing the price point. And I decided to get out of my own way. And I took the time to deeply listen to what my community was going through. And I took the time to listen to the prices that they thought that certain things were worth, right? This is me getting to understand the value that they were placing on the solutions that they were looking for. Okay. And so what I started to do was, well, okay, if I create something that is going to help them, it's also got to be in a way that they can legitimately afford it, right? And I don't mean afford is a funny word when you're doing a lot of mindset work, right? I eliminated that word for a long time of like, well, if I want it, I can afford it. I'm going to choose to find a way to become the person that can afford it. But also, you don't want to invest in something and then be so stretched that you then go into fight or flight and scarcity, and it just has the reverse effect. So you've got to know what you're able to hold and your decision making process when making investments, and your clients are going to be the same, right? So you might be hearing these strategies to just raise your prices, raise your prices, raise your prices. But if the people that you're wanting to serve, right, maybe you're wanting to create a business where you are serving the affluent and you are serving in a way where, you know, it's people with wealth, right? Like that's maybe aligned for you. But for me, I came from very little. Like I remember growing up what it was like to not have food in the cupboard sometimes, and wonder how we were gonna pay. Like I remember being a child and wondering how we were gonna pay the electricity bills and the rent, and you know, like that's how I was raised. And so it felt very, very weird to just go, I'm just going to keep raising my prices and forget about all these people here who, like me, were also in that boat when starting, right? And so these are the things to really listen to and to get very clear on, and get out of the way of your own ego, which is going to want to, you know, maybe get sucked into the ideas that so many business coaches or um, so much online coaching will talk about, right? And when you're going through this process, right, the more that you can focus on building relationships, right, really, really, with whatever audience you've currently got, right, you do not need to have a massive audience, but when you focus on having relationships with your audience, right, this is how you're going to create an engaged audience. This is how you're going to create an engaged community, right? If right now you're putting out polls on your stories and no one's responding to them, or you're currently doing market research, or you're putting a post on your Facebook or your Instagram, but no one's even engaging on that, right? If you keep showing up, keep building those one-on-one relationships, people will start to eventually engage on your polls, comment on your posts, comment on your content, right? But it's just that persistence, that just because people aren't engaging now doesn't mean they never will, right? Focus on the ways that you can build relationships with people, right? So what I was doing the whole time is like running master classes like this, I started to call them master series. And I love seeing people take that on now, because I'm like, well, it's not just a class, it's an entire series, right? It's an entire series. Like when you're watching Netflix, you don't just watch one class or one program, one episode, you watch the whole series. So I started to create these experiences that felt very fun for me to deliver. And when you're having fun, right, your people are going to pick up on that. And when you're creating it, it's like this co-creative process between you and your audience, you and your community, right? You're figuring out who your community actually is. I was having a conversation with a Femmepreneur client yesterday, and I was asking her how her launch was going and how her research was going, and she was sharing, like, I'm putting it out there for these people, but these people are coming back. And I'm like, well, that's part of the creative process, right? You might think, this is the conversation we had around actually identifying your soul client. You might think that you're serving over here, but the people that are aligned, that you want to be working with and supporting and helping, they might be over here. So this is all part of the listening process and creating the engaged audience, right? So when we were launching Fempreneur for the first time, what I was hearing was the price point. Now, at before Fempreneur, I think I think about $10,000 or $11,000 or even $12,000 was my lowest intimate business coaching package. And so creating something for less than $5,000 for me, when my ego was involved, was like was like absurd. Like, how is that even possible? That's ridiculous. I can't create anything for less than $5,000. Like, how much energy it takes me, how much I put into this. But I was listening to my people, to everyone. Let me know if you're part of the OGs of giving feedback of that, because that was celebrating you, part of the creation of Fempreneur. And so creating an offer that was able to serve, I remember being in corporate. I remember exchanging my time and cleaning bathrooms and toilets at the yoga studio so that I could have a membership. I couldn't afford, or I was like, I don't want to put $20 a week, $20 a week into a yoga membership, but I can give you my time. And I remember what it's like not to have the money to invest into coaching. I sold my car, bought a business coaching program, put all my life savings into my first coach, figured out how to pay the rest, right? Like, I remember so clearly what that was like. So for me, creating an option that is very doable, that was very doable for people where they're at when they're still in corporate, or when they've just started their business, or they're bringing in less than $5,000 a month. That was really important to me. So I got creative in how I did that. And then I created a VIP upgrade. So if people wanted to work one-on-one with me, not just in the group space, I created a way to make that happen as well. Previously, it was, I think the minimum for what my one-on-one work was $20,000. So I created something that was able to serve in a one-on-one capacity, offered payment plans, and created a very holistic experience for our clients. And then we created a beautiful structure and process designed specifically to help everyone that was joining Fempreneur to scale to 3K to 7K months. And we had, through the launch of it, we did some beta rounds. We did I would work hands on with about six. I think I took on six businesses where I'd work hands on for a lower amount, where all I wanted to do was figure out how they were thinking, what were the common challenges that they were each experiencing, and where their mindset was at, what was actually going on under the hood of their business, and taking a look at that, working hands on with them. And I developed the entire program by working individually with each of those businesses. Was it a lot of energy for me? Yeah, absolutely. Did it take a lot of work? Absolutely. Did it take a lot of time? Absolutely. Right? And I think that we have to have a very honest conversation in the online business world, or even in the business world, because it's very easy to look at the lifestyle and the not having to do much, and the automation. But what we forget to consider is all the lead up and everything that it takes to allow that lifestyle to happen, to allow the automation to happen. And it was very, very humbling, that period where I realized that I could try and serve in this way, but it didn't feel authentic to how I wanted to serve. So I made a conscious decision, and that I've continued to make that conscious decision for over the last 12 months, of just, let me roll up my sleeves and let me be hands-on with as many clients as possible, rather than this, I think, perception that we can have of the goddess archetype. Right? If anyone can feel this, if you know what I'm talking about, type yes, that you see online, of just relax, do nothing, everything will come. And yes, that's a tiny fraction of it, tiny fraction, but there's also that very healthy masculine energy, right? I'm not talking about male or female here. I'm talking about a very healthy masculine, which is action orientated. I call this the sweet spot of success. Right? You've got the line of humanity, where we take action, where we do stuff, where we have to actually show up in the physical world. And then we've got the line of spirituality. And this is where the ideas happen. This is our channel of creation. This is where we think of creative solutions, where time doesn't exist. It's just we are the goddess in that moment. But when we're building a business, we have to remember that it's happening in the physical world, right? Our entire civilization has been created. If you drive down the roads, I was going for a walk recently, side note, walk recently back from the beach back home. I was looking around and I thought, how amazing that 100 years ago, right, here in New Zealand, only 100 years ago, none of this would have been here. And our various civilizations, you look around at houses, you look around at everything around you, that has been built by humans, right? We are here, yes, we are being, and it's about our state of being. But if we just all beed all the time, we would still be living on in the forest, right? So you have to action, we have to do, right? So where can you really look at, right, what gets to happen to roll up my sleeves and step in teamwork and partnership with your clients to really get to the root of what it's going to take to help them solve problems in the way that you're really good at, and in the way that's going to grow your business in the long run as well, right? Having a bigger picture perspective, right? If you do the work now, it's going to pay off in the long run, right? So how we're doing this next launch, this is very exciting because we did the beta rounds, right? Working one-on-one while it was almost like a market research, doing the research. We created the entire 12-month experience of Fempreneur. And the questions that I've been asking is, how can I help our clients even more? How can I help them get results even faster? How can I help them really take exactly where they are, go through the process that I'm seeing firsthand through this initial 12 months of Fempreneur, and how can I make it even more amazing? Right? When you're committed to service and you're committed to adding value, you should always be asking these questions, right? Your business is not stagnant. It would kind of be going like, imagine if you're going on holiday and you went to a hotel, and the hotel was like, you turn up and you're really excited to go to this hotel, and you turn up to this hotel, it's like brown tiles, yellow lino, right? Brown and yellow everywhere. It's like, this has not been done up since the 70s. Right? And just like a home, just like a hotel, you have to constantly be looking after it, taking care of it. You're the custodian of it. And so your business is the same, your offers are the same. And when you can look at, right, is there anything that needs to be tweaked? Is there anything that can make the customer experience even more amazing? How can I enhance this even more? Right? And many of you, to start with, you're going to be focusing on just figuring out what works and figuring out who you help and how you help them get results, and what offers are going to stick and what offers are going to be getting your clients the best results, and what is it that you do. And that's cool. You're probably going to have a lot of offers, right? I was speaking with a new client yesterday, and we we're going through her product suite, and it was like, okay, let's refine this a little bit. But what's going to happen for those of you that are at the startup, right? You're going to be figuring out, okay, who is it that I help? What is it that I do? What's the offers that are doing really well? What are my people like? How can I help them the best? What are they responding to the most? When you're more in the shape phase, you're going to be focusing on, right, how can I look at this process even more? How can I look at this offer that I've created that's already had some success, and how can I make it even better? And so your energy isn't going to be spending as much time in the creating and figuring out what it is that you even do. It's going to be more spent in refining and enhancing the customer experience and enhancing the results and figuring out ways to get even better results. You feeling me? Is this helpful so far, you guys? Let me know in the comments if this is helpful. I'm going to take some water. Yeah, cool. Awesome. The doing, I love that. Yes, we are creators. We're such creators, exactly. So, yeah, right. I love your realness of the hard work behind the scenes, relatability to real people, real life. Reality is not, yeah, exactly. A lot of people cannot afford the 20K to invest, not because they don't value themselves, exactly, and not because they're like, oh, it's money mindset. It's legitimate. It takes time to work to be able to make those investments. Yeah, I did that the other day. The Gap, really amazing. Beautiful, beautiful always. Oh, yeah, Linda, I was thinking of you today. I can't wait to hear how your retreat was. Oh my gosh, it looked so amazing. Okay. So what we're doing in the second launch is we've got the whole year of experience of the real-time feedback from our clients. And I'm constantly looking at how can I make this even better. And now the second launch, if the first launch was super tailored and it was amazing, we had so many people coming in, it was very exciting. It was like, oh my gosh, this is so aligned, right? You know, something's aligned when it just flows. And all the hard work that then leads to the flow, right? And then this round, we've looked at, well, okay, there's actually two very specific types of clients inside Fempreneur. So this is how the Leo method was born, the life cycle of the online entrepreneur, because we were starting to see very clearly there's some people that are still in corporate and they're looking to leave their 9 to 5. And then there's other people who are full time in their business and they've completely let go of another form of income, and they're now looking to scale to about 10K months. And so this year, when we're launching it, we're creating an experience where whether someone's at the startup phase or whether someone's at the shape phase, there's different starting points. So it's tailored exactly to what they need, exactly where they're at, and the pieces that are going to help them. And then to make sure that, because of what we're noticing is a lot of people at the shape phase have actually missed a lot of stuff at the startup phase because they've wanted to go all in, and they're going to notice it when they're, you know, in the scale phase if they don't do it. So we've created, I thought, how can I create an experience that does it? It's not another training, but it's something that someone can make sure that if they're in the shape phase, they've actually got everything that they should have and that they would have done in the startup phase, but they might have missed. So I thought, right, we'll create a checklist. And so when people start, they go through, okay, have I got that? Have I got that? Have I got that? Have I got that? And it's like a flow chart. So if someone doesn't have that, I'm directing them in a checklist. So it's not an extra training, it's time, right? What's a big issue that most entrepreneurs have? It's time, right? So I'm trying to think of ways that I'm able to help and teach and coach in the most time effective way for everyone that's stepping in. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's awesome. Um, the engaged audience, right? This is something that is, if you're not already focusing on this and this is not a key part of how you're spending every day, change your priorities, because the people for coaches and consultants, you're in the people business. They did a post on this yesterday. You're in the people business. And so people are always going to be most important in terms of being able to grow the business and help the people that you're here to help. And I'm constantly showing up, right? Like I said yesterday, content for me is in showing up in my business. I treat it and I imagine like I've got a shop and I'm going there every day and I'm checking in, I'm saying hello, showing my face. Hey everyone, nice to see you. You know, how's it going? Hope you're having an awesome day. Sometimes I share super epic, valuable stuff. Other times it's more just, here's a random thought that I've had. Hope it's helpful. Here's what I'm up to this weekend, right? I'm just constantly showing up. And over 5.5 years, this has allowed, I mean, the algorithms are a lot better for me now than they were 3 years ago. Everyone's complaining about the algorithms. I'm like, keep showing up and having conversations with people and responding to the comments and doing it consistently. I don't necessarily buy into the algorithm story that a lot of people are having online right now, right? Just, yes, it's impacted in a couple of ways, but keep showing up, keep showing up, keep showing up. And then tiered pricing as well. So what we're doing is we've got special masterclass pricing before we officially open the doors. If you watch my content over the next couple of weeks, you'll see that on the front end. So on my and you can apply this to your launches as well. On the front end, so on Facebook and on Instagram, I'm announcing that the doors are opening, that enrollment is starting in a week from now. But for you guys, and I'm having conversations behind the scenes, I'm having inquiries coming into my inbox already, and I'm letting people know that, hey, the doors are opening, but right now there's a masterclass offer where you can access it for, a special offer. And then we're going to move into the early bird pricing when enrollments actually open. So what this does is it's going to allow, if you start to apply this tiered pricing to your process when you're launching, it's going to allow people to actually come into the offer. And when you've got people in, it's like the momentum that you're creating, right? I believe that energy breeds energy, abundance breeds abundance, momentum creates more momentum. And if you can have a couple of people already inside your offer, it's a lot easier for you, especially if you're starting out, especially if you're in the startup phase. What you're wanting is you're just wanting to get people in. This is going to boost your confidence. It's going to boost your belief. It's going to boost your experience of the launch. And so how can you make a no-brainer offer to your people at a pre-enrollment price that when you open the doors officially online, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, wherever you're doing that, you've already got people inside. So you're already showing up with this energy of there's already people coming. There's already people here. Wherein are you coming with us? Right. And then we're going to go to standard pricing, and then there's a VIP upgrade as well, which again, it gives people access and opportunities to work together at the way that they want to. Not everyone wants the group experience. Some people want the VIP experience, and vice versa. Not everyone wants the VIP experience, or they're not in a position yet to invest in the VIP experience, but they do want a process where I'm able to help them in a live experience to grow their business. And this one, we've actually condensed it down to 16 weeks. We've taken out a lot of the integration time because we've had a lot of integration time in the 12-month experience as we've been building it out, which is, it's nice. It's been handy, but what we've noticed is actually we can teach all of the key elements here in 16 weeks, and we're giving a bunch of bonus content. We're adding workshops. We've got the space for people to come together and workshop stuff out together, content creation days. I open a Zoom room and we get together and either talk things out or workshop through the things that have been coming up in the training. There's strategy calls. There's literally, I'm constantly thinking what's going to be helpful to help people create at least 3K to 5K months, and let me just figure out ways that I can continue helping that way. So we've got a lot of bonus content, and a hands-on experience as well, where it's not just do the course, it's I'm there with you live each step of the way. And the process that we've used, so remember, does anyone recognize this? Hopefully this looks familiar. Yes. Oh my gosh, Linda, you're amazing. Oh, you're amazing. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. And Linda, you were part of the creation of that as well, because I think you gave some feedback when I was asking around like price points and how you're wanting to be supported. And so it's really cool just to see how far you've come in less than a year. It's amazing. Does this look familiar? Hopefully you've already started working on this from yesterday. So the optimized processes that we're using for Fempreneur, we've got really clear on the message, right? Like you've heard, like I've spoken into, absolutely crystal clear on the messaging. I've taken the time to listen to what everyone's going through. Because I'm a couple of stages ahead of that, I honestly forgot what I was thinking, what I was feeling, what I was experiencing, my mindset, my beliefs, the problems and the challenges that I was going through 5 years ago. And so by sitting down and listening to what my clients were going through, or my potential clients were going through, allowed me to get really clear on the messaging. As soon as they said, I don't know what to post, I'm like, oh my gosh, of course, I remember going through that. And they were saying, I'm so nervous to show up and do a live stream. How do I do a live stream? I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember going through that. How do I create a webinar? I went through that as well. How do I create a masterclass? How do I do a sales page? I'm like, this is all the stuff. How do I link Stripe to my website? How do I set up my website? How do I set up my company? right? And so I've created very clear messaging because I remember going through it, but I also took the time to really hear the words and the exact things that my clients were going through in real time. Then the expansion. So what we're focusing on as we're launching this round is we've got our weekly emails that go out, we've got Facebook, and we've got Instagram. That's primarily where we're focusing at the moment. But in those spaces, we've got groups on Facebook, we've got stories on Instagram, and I have a commitment to showing up and to really letting myself be seen. There's a lot of work that, like we mentioned before, that you'll probably have to overcome to allow yourself to be seen and share your message that you're here to share, and share what you stand for, and share what your business is about, and post online in the way that your business, your brand, your message is asking of you. Then we've got the sell. So you'll notice that through the expansion process, I'm starting to let people know, hey, enrollments are starting soon, enrollments are starting soon. Then we've got the sell process, which is via sales calls and through the DM. So both of them are applicable. And some people love to hop on a call and have a conversation. Other people don't. They just want to know the details, and we just have a conversation in the DMs. And the cool thing is, as we're going through this, like I think last week or 2 weeks ago, I created templates so that everyone in Fempreneur also has, well, how do you sell in the DMs, right? So I'm constantly looking at, well, this is the sales process that we use. Right? I've got an amazing product, an amazing offer. I know that it's going to be super valuable for those who it is for, who it's been designed for. And I know that I can help you. And so, like, what do you need help with? What's going on for you? Where do you want to go? Cool. All right. Would you be open to having help with that or having support with that? Yeah, I would. Okay, great. So I'm constantly looking at not only how I'm able to help the new people, but also how I'm able to help the people that I'm already helping. Right. And I think that's a really key element when you're launching, is being able to focus as much on the delivery and creating amazing customer experience at the same time as inviting new people into your offers. Right? Is this making sense? Anything, if you want me to clarify anything through this process, pop it in the questions and we'll get to it at the Q&A if we don't get to it today. Then we've got the back end, right? So we spoke about this yesterday. We've got the back end process, which is an automated confirmation email sequence. So before we've even been launching, I think, are we building out the email sequence now? Is it being built? It's being built out, yeah. So this is going on while we're in the launch, right? Now, if it's just you right now, which for most of you it probably is just you, this is what you've got to consider as well, is like, once you're selling it, where are people going to go? And when it was just me in the business, I was thinking about, okay, when I sell a spot, when they purchase it, what are they receiving right away? And I would set up automated emails. I think I was using MailChimp at the time, and whatever email platform you're hosting, what is it that they can receive right away, so that they're receiving something. So what happens when someone's stepping into Fempreneur is they then get the email confirmation, they get a notification, they get directed to the online platform where we host our programs, which is Kajabi. They get sent their login details, and then once they're inside, there's a bunch of bonus content to start before we begin, so that they're already immersed in the teachings and my style of teaching and the things that are going to be helpful for them. And they've got this really cool experience where they can start before the start date, which is always fun, right? So the exact process, just going a little bit deeper here, value-driven content, right? Create free offers for people, right, to join, just like this masterclass, right? This is how you're if this is the first time that we've connected, you're seeing how I operate. And when you think about your own process, you've got posting, and then you've got something for free that's really valuable for the people that you're here to serve, and it's giving them a taster, right? A taster of your medicine, a taster of how you operate. And then they can decide whether or not that they want to come and join you more, or if not, that's totally cool, and they've learned something. So it's a win-win either way. You've helped them a little bit, they've received support a little bit, and it's completely aligned. Not everyone that's going to do your free offerings is going to come into your programs. And it's really important to remember that, right? It's easy to get disheartened if you're not seeing people stepping in, but when you can know that when you're being of service and you're adding value and you're listening and you're doing all the things that we've spoken about the last 3.5 days now, you will always have people starting to come in, right? It might be weeks, months, might be months to start with, and then it'll be weeks, right? You might go for long periods of time where it feels like, okay, hold the line. Hopefully people are going to come in soon. But honestly, if you keep showing up, keep showing up, keep showing up, like we said yesterday, it would be impossible for it not to work out. Then we've got the offer page, right? So like we've spoken about, this is directing people to the actual sales page, which can do the converting for you, right? So you're speaking in a way, you're sharing all the information. Essentially, it's like a sales conversation, but on the page. And you can send this to people either before or after the sales call, right? If you've got a lot of new people coming into your world and you have a really amazing product, you'll probably notice that sales calls, having an actual conversation with people, or I would say that calls convert higher than DM conversations, right? If you're able to just listen and hold someone where they're at, where they want to go, see them and where they want to go, and then offer to help them. If you've got a lot of new people coming into your world, I would suggest bringing everyone onto a phone call rather than trying to sell in the DMs right away. Especially when you're still fleshing out your product and you're still fleshing out your offers, if you're just trying to DM via message, number one, we don't have as much oxytocin happening as humans. We have more oxytocin, which is the love chemical. So we feel more connected to people either in person or on a video call, right? Next is via voice, so via phone. And then the last way that we connect with people is via text message. So if you can get people on a Zoom call, right, to be speaking with you, you're going to get a better connection with them. You're going to be able to feel if you can actually help them. You'll be able to feel more of where they're at, where they're going, and what you're able to do to help them get there. Remember the first rule that we spoke about on the first day, figure out ways to help people. So if you're early in your business, this is what I would be focusing on, is getting as many people on Zoom calls as possible. If you can get them on a phone call, that's nearly as good, but I would definitely opt for the Zoom call if you've got the option there. And that's for that reason, right? You want to have a sit down conversation to see if you can actually help someone, and for them to get to know you more as well if you don't already have that intimate relationship. Then you've got the payment gateway, right? So from the standpoint that we've been building out, once someone has paid through Stripe, then they get something happens behind the scenes where a notification gets activated on Entreport, which is our system that we use for emails and marketing and our CRM, and then into a hosted program. So this is where we have the Kajabi and they automatically get access to that, which is very cool. Yeah, awesome, guys. Cool. Great comments. Yay, hi, Karen. December, so worth it. Oh my gosh, yay, Linda. Thank you, beautiful. Good night, Michelle. Thanks for being here. Clear messages. Awesome, cool. That's what I like to hear. Yay, Jane, nice to see you. So good to see so many of you live. This is brilliant. Well done. Cool. So what it looks like now, right? Now, like we've said, if you're constantly looking at how you're best able to serve your clients, you're going to be constantly upgrading how you can help them, right? It should be a constant evolution. I believe that as artists and as creatives, right, as healers, we want something to feel finished, but it never really will. And whether you're writing a book, right? I remember when I was writing my book, I was like, it's so not finished. In fact, by the time I launched it, I'd changed my mind on my beliefs about a lot of the stuff, but it was like that version of me created that, and it's going to resonate with someone who's at that point in their journey as well. And it's going to be the same things with your offers, with your content probably. So if you're stuck in perfectionism and procrastination, right, just know that what you've created is good enough. Get it out there. You're getting it out there and being seen and helping people with the way that you've been thinking, or your level of consciousness, or your current skill set, is more than enough exactly as you are. And just know that when you're launching, when you're creating, you're always going to be in this process of evolution. And the coolest thing about creating programs, right, with a book, I found this very hard, because once it's out there, it's out there. People have physical copies of it. With a program, when something gets upgraded, when something changes, when you have more knowledge, or even more wisdom, or even more skills that you can bring to the table, you get to upgrade your programs as you go. So whatever you've got right now, get it out into the world, get people getting results through it, have as many people go through it as you possibly can to start getting their feedback. But whatever you do, stop procrastinating. Start getting out of your own way. You're good enough right now. You've got the skills right now. You're able to have success by helping other people get results and help them in the way that you're here to right now. Okay. So what we have been doing, right? I'm constantly looking at this. We've got now different areas in Femmepreneur that when we go live, when the next round starts, when the next intake starts at the end of September, we've got different places for people to go literally from zero, right? Like the absolute fundamentals to quit your 9 to 5, to then creating success in the startup phase, and then creating success in the shape phase. And we've got a launch planner. I've really looked at what's the obstacles that all, like, as a common problem or a common thing that most fempreneurs are going through. And then I'm creating bonuses around that. So cool. You don't know how to write a sales page? Let me do a sales page template for you. You don't know how to sell in the DMs? Let me create a template for you and give you some examples. You don't know how to do sales calls? Let me create a template for you. So in fact, Fempreneurs, if you're live, if you go into the bonuses section, that's where you'll find it all, because we've been adding it. Fun fact, if you didn't know that. It's all in there. Actually had someone reach out recently. She goes, Libby, I used the sales call template and I had the best call ever and signed a new client. And that was really amazing to get that feedback. So literally every step of the way. We're also very specific that it's women in business. As women, we go through things differently, right? If men find this helpful, they can go through it as well. But as women, we definitely experience life differently. We've got cycles. Men have cycles as well, but we're built differently. We're designed differently. And I feel like there's something really powerful when women come together and we share what we're going through, and we speak about the obstacles, we celebrate our wins, we celebrate each other, and we grow together, we rise together, together we rise. I feel like there's something very, very powerful in that. So that is why we have specifically focused on this. If anyone knows real estate, right? In real estate, it's like location, location, location. In business, if you want to succeed, if you want to know the biggest thing to succeed, think value, value, value. Right? Value, value, value for your clients, for potential clients, for new people in your world, right? Do not be afraid that you're giving too much. You are a powerful creative. You are a channel. You will always have more ideas. And when you're helping someone, for example, for free, they might receive an amazing experience, but it's like, okay, that's fantastic, but you've got so much more to offer than one small experience. You've got so much that you're able to help people with. And if you help people a lot, right, they're going to see that this was amazing. And okay, if this is what we can do for free, if I pay, then what can I do? Then where can we go? What can we create together? And so do not be afraid. In fact, the more value that you give, the more that you help people, right? Gone are the days where we hold on to everything to ourselves. The difference is if you focus on delivering an amazing masterclass or giving incredible value in your content, people might receive value from one post and they'll be like, wow, that was so helpful. That post was like an entire training. Thank you. But they know that then, well, if you can help them with that, that's just one thing, right? There's probably hundreds of things that you can help your clients with when they step into your world. So don't be afraid to give so much value. People are honestly going to see that you can help. They're going to get a quick win. They're going to get a quick result, and they're going to trust you and realize that your teachings are super, super, super valuable. Right, this is key. Right, I believe that generosity is a powerful strategy, and this is something that we have at Paradigm. We're constantly just thinking what's in the highest for our clients. How can we deliver the most amazing experience? Hopefully, for you guys joining here live at the moment, hopefully this has been amazing for you. Hopefully it's been very, very helpful for you. I could have looked at this and gone, this is so much, like this is literally going to help someone go out there and create way more money in their business. I have a goal of us all creating over $1 million together in this space, right? There's over 200 of us that have registered to join, and we're all creating 5,000, an extra 5,000 each. That's over $1 million that we've collectively created. How freaking cool is that, right? And so I'm giving you the tools, and when you do this for your client and you just go, you know what, like I just want to help, I just want to add value. From an energetic standpoint, right? Most people wait until you're getting the results to be able to show up in a certain way. But when we're looking at the energetics, if you're wanting to create, let's say 10K months, let's say you're at 5K at the moment, or you're at 2K at the moment, and you want to jump to 7K months or 10K months, right? Give 10K, give $100,000 worth of value, right? When you give first, you're going to receive. If you're calling something in your life or in your business, give that first, right? Give first and you will receive that. So the more that you're giving, the more that you're delivering, right? Let that be a strategy. It's going to set you apart. It's going to show people that you care, and it's going to help people really go, you know what? Why would I go anywhere else when I can have what I desire and walk alongside you, and I know that I'm going to be supported, right? This is going to create a longer life cycle of your customers and support the ecosystem of your business, right? And together we rise, right? It's like this energy like this. When you rise, they rise. When they rise, you rise, right? It's like this. So that is us for today. Thank you so much. How do we do for time? Oh, it's so close. There's so much I want to share. I could probably make this about 10 days if we wanted. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I'm so grateful to have shared this time with you, this space with you. We still have the bonus Q&A on Monday. So I've noticed some really cool questions coming in the comments, and I'm going to sit down with you on Monday morning, 9 a.m. New Zealand time, the same time that we've been operating in 3 days from now. Today's Friday if you're here in New Zealand. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And we're going to be going through just some of the pieces that are going to help you really take what you've received and what you're wanting to then apply into your business so that you can start getting some really powerful results. Cool. Okay. Awesome. Yay, Cherie. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Hopefully that was brilliant and fantastic and helpful. I love creating with you guys. Awesome. Awesome. Yes, Ronnie. Hi, gorgeous. Such graciousness and helping to uplift us. Oh, yay. Thank you, guys. Oh, yay, Jacqueline. Hi, beautiful. Bex. Oh, my gosh. You're amazing humans. So good to have you here. Lindley, you're so welcome. Cool, cool, cool. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, if you want details for Fempreneur for this launch that we're doing for the masterclass only offer, type Fempreneur in the comments and we can send you the details, or I'm happy to hop on a phone conversation with you if you've got questions or if there's anything that you want to specifically go through to see if it's a fit for you. So thank you for being here. I love you. You're amazing. Together we rise. Let's rock this. Create success. Mwah. Ciao, everyone.